Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
Peacock's chilling new show depicting the horrific acts of John Wayne Gacy called Devil in Disguise is streaming now. And joining me now virtually are stars of the show, Michael Chernus and Chris Sullivan. Hi guys, how are you?
Morning. Morning, good. We're good, thanks.
Yeah, okay, so Michael, I want to start with you. Tapping into this character, given the depths of, playing an infamous murder, what was that like for you? I've got to imagine that's kind of like a tough role to take on.
Yeah, it's extremely complicated. And one of the things that made it complicated was John Wayne Gacy, in my opinion, had multiple personalities. And he would talk about it in interviews that there were multiple versions of John. And so trying to figure out what that meant and how to play that, and in any given scene, which version of him we are seeing. But in some ways, that gave me a lot of freedom as an actor because I didn't have to play the totality of him at all times. I didn't have to be playing this evil, mustache twirling villain. Sometimes he came across as very charming or likable or even harmless. And that was the sort of complexity and ultimately terrifying thing about him.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a very delicate thing to take on given all the things you said and kind of his characteristics. Now, Chris, with you play this really interesting role being the prosecutor who ultimately gets Gacy, all the things that happened to him charges-wise. So what's that like for you, and what has this role meant to you?
This side of the story is very interesting. The amount of work and care that has to go into building a case around a man like John Wayne Gacy, even someone who is as plainly guilty as he is and as confessed to all of these things. Everything has to be done just so, and it can be really frustrating to those of us who don't understand how the legal system works and how long it takes and how detailed it has to be and how much patience is involved. And I wasn't quite aware of any of that until kind of diving into these scripts. And so it was a really important part of the story for me, so that people understand, just how much we have to be paying attention. We have to be listening. If anybody in the law enforcement aspect of this story had been listening closer to these families and to these victims, John's name had been given to the police several times leading over the years, and because of maybe who he was victimizing, the homophobia, systemic homophobia involved in the case, he was allowed to continue on for years and years and years, and so that's kind of the reason that I got involved in this storytelling is to kind of shed light on that fact.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for sharing that. I think so much of what you said is why this show is important. And one thing I really loved about the way this kind of show has been made or created, I guess, is how vital each character is being spotlighted in the show, especially the ones who are kind of doing the investigating, right? But another aspect of that is how much emotional weight a lot of these detectives, cops, lawyers, are taking home with them. So I'm curious, as actors, was there an emotional weight that you felt like you were maybe having to battle taking home with you, given the severity of this subject?
Absolutely. I mean, I think it weighed heavily on all of us, and we all cared so much about this story, and bringing light and focus to some of these victims who for so long were just a name, if that, in the media. And so there was a great weight and responsibility to what we were doing. And of course, the subject matter was very heavy. So I think we all felt it. But at the same time, there was a lot of pride that we took in trying to right some of these wrongs and take some of the focus off of John Gacy, which is the focus has been completely on him since 1978, and put it back where it belonged, as you said, onto some of these law enforcement officers who were doing all this hard work, digging up bodies beneath Gacy's house, and the families of these victims who suffered unimaginable losses.
Yeah. In closing here, just any kind of, what's your hope maybe that as the takeaway or impact of Devil in Disguise?
I mean, for us, we want to remind people that, especially in this case, there are still over a dozen victims who aren't unidentified. And we want to tell the stories of the people who we know of, but there are many stories that do not have an ending
Yeah.
yet because so many of these cases are still open.
Yeah. Well, this show is so important for the lives that were lost and the lives that we still are trying to figure out maybe what happened. So, Michael, Chris, thank you guys so much for your time. Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy, streaming now on Peacock.
Bold ideas and local designers hit the runway in just 2 weeks, y'all. It's November 6th through the 8th during the fall version of Austin Fashion Week. Matt Swinney is the founder of AFW, now in its 17th year, no big deal. And he's here along with designer Aaron Simmons to tell us more about what to expect. Y'all, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. Matt, starting with you, Austin Fashion Week almost here. We've done 2 this year. So we had a spring show.
Yep.
Now we're heading into the fall show. So remind us a little bit about it and tell me what's new.
Yeah, so we start in 2 weeks. Three great days of runway shows, Thursday through Saturday, November 6th through 8th. It's almost 80 designers, hundreds and hundreds of models down the runway. We do it all at the Domain. Kind of out in the open. You can buy tickets. It's an incredible kind of showcase of independent fashion design.
And you do some hyper-local stuff, and you also do some kind of worldwide type stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so talk to me about kind of the range of shows we might see.
Yeah, so obviously a heavy emphasis on Central Texas designers and Texas designers as a whole, but we have designers who come in from out of the country even. And then throughout the United States, several New York designers who come in. Austin is kind of well known at this point, 17 years in, as sort of being a breeding ground for really unique independent designers.
Which is amazing, and so we're going to talk with one of those. Aaron, you said just in the last few years, after knowing how to sew and creating for a long time, even back to kiddom, you have really put your efforts into doing this full time. Tell me a little bit about your style and how you got into this.
Yeah, so I've been sewing for probably about 20 years, and I really just love the craft of designing the three-dimensional form. I love really like beautiful fabrics and flowers and ruffles, and so I started out making things for myself, and now I'm branching out into making things for other people.
Yeah, so I was going to say, we're not seeing flowers, we're not seeing ruffles as we look at you, but we do have models in the house, y'all, and you are going to see an explosion of color and texture, which is really cool. So let's go ahead and have y'all join me, and we're going to go ahead and bring out our first model, which is Michaela, and I'm obsessed with this beautiful dress. So tell me first of all what this is made from, because it will blow people's minds.
So this is made from a thrifted curtain.
A curtain.
Yes, and I made it for my best friend's wedding in 2024. And yeah, I'm excited to show it here today.
Oh, what stood out to you when you were looking at the curtain? It looks to me kind of like a linen-y blend, maybe?
I don't know what it's actually, the fabric content. It's most likely a synthetic. What stood out to me was the print, and the wedding was in a tropical location, so I chose the print for that reason.
So hang on, was your friend the bride?
She was.
And she wore this for her
No,
wedding?
I wore it.
Oh, okay, I was like,
her wedding.
well, I'm looking at a wedding dress. But really, it could go any kind of way, because if you're that kind of bride, maybe this suits you absolutely fantastically. And the bubble hem at the bottom, we've got to touch on as well, because this is kind of an older style silhouette. I love how retro it is, but that kind of updates things just a touch.
I like to take classic silhouettes and sort of freshen them up and make them feel modern.
Okay, we're going to see that a couple more times. So Michaela, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and bring out Camille. So Camille is in such a fabulous little date dress. I mean, I love where this could go. Austin on a Friday or Saturday night looks absolutely gorgeous on her. Talk to me about this piece.
So this is a piece of fabric I thrifted somewhere, and it's actually, I reversed it. So this is actually the back of the fabric. I really liked the texture of the back, and then I made it for a gala I attended earlier this year.
That is so cool. So you're actually making these things and wearing them yourself. I think that's really cool. But it looks amazing on her. And Matt, if you could just reflect for me on some of the talent that you see when you look at Erin's work. I mean, it's amazing stuff.
It's incredible. And I think that's really reflective of what we have here in Austin. I think, you know, when we started Fashion Week 17 years ago, we weren't known as a very fashionable city. And I think as kind of we've grown and the industry itself has grown and people like Erin have either gotten to Austin or have, you know, really kind of like pushed the envelope a little bit. I think the sustainability aspect is super cool.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a ton of that, of thrifted pieces turned into something really, really unique.
And Austin Creative Reuse is where you get a lot of the materials. And we've had them on the show before, so I would encourage people to look up those segments. All right, thank you so much, Camille. We're gonna go ahead and bring out Trisha. And Trisha is rocking, to me, a gala look. Like, this is, hello, look at me, I am fabulous. Tell me a little bit about this piece.
So this is one of the pieces that will actually be walking the runway for my show at Austin Fashion Week. I definitely went a little darker with this season. I kind of pulled more from Gothic influences, but still the theme of flowers and ruffles is
And did those flowers and ruffles exist before you got a hold of this dress?
The ruffles I made. The fabric was embroidered before.
Gotcha. Okay, so you have taken all of this and made it even more special. Where would you say a dress like this should be heading besides to Austin Fashion Week to go see your show?
I definitely had a gala in mind for this one. I definitely, you know, pulled some old-fashioned references and brought some modern.
You look fabulous, Trisha.
Sexiness.
I mean, it's a power dress. I absolutely love it. All right, thank you so much, Trisha. We appreciate it. And I'm going to scoot y'all back. And as we do so, Matt, can we talk a little bit about beneficiaries? Because in the past there have been several.
Yep.
Now you're kind of in a crunch point where someone who might start getting looked over, you're saying, actually, we want to double down with.
Yeah, so we announced about 3 months ago that we were going to benefit flood relief efforts, you know, sort of as that has waned from the media outlets and everything else. That need is still very, very strong. So a portion of every ticket that gets sold will get donated back to flood relief efforts in the Hill Country. And then secondarily, we're doing a show on this Saturday called Resilience in partnership with Beauty Over Bruises that celebrates domestic violence victims. Really kind of empowers them. Every look on the runway will feature the color purple, which is the domestic violence awareness color. And we'll mix them in with professional models too. And I just think it's a really unique opportunity to show the strength of those women.
And such a great organization to benefit. And just real quickly, we can get single show tickets and we can also get
all
every
access
single
badges.
thing.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Everything. You can purchase tickets on the website and come to as many shows as you want.
Sounds good to me. Good luck on
Thank
your
you
show,
very
Erin,
much.
and everything looked fantastic today. Congratulations.
Thank you for
Matt, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you,
time.
Rosie.
I know he's a busy man. All right, get tickets for individual events or an all-access badge, as you heard, and support our Texas designers by going to austin.fashionxtexas.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored on behalf of Kenvue by Tips on TV.
More than 30 million Americans are enrolled in Medicare Advantage, yet billions of dollars, believe it or not, in valuable over-the-counter or OTC allowance benefits go unused every single year. These funds can help pay for everyday health and wellness essentials. So here to explain how to make the most out of these benefits is certified financial planner and author Shinabu Hindert, who's teaming up with Kenvue, a company behind the well-known brands. Shinabu is the author of Investing is Your Superpower, Step-by-Step Guide to Creating the Lifestyle You've Always Wanted, which is a book I immediately need to read. Shinabu, it's lovely to have you. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Rosie.
Why is it so important for consumers to know about their benefits?
Well, as a financial planner and wellness expert, I've seen how overlooked benefits can impact both health and finances. With Medicare Advantage, the OTC benefit can mean hundreds of dollars in savings each year on products people already rely on. pain relievers, cold and flu remedies, dental rinses, even skincare. But here's the catch. These funds don't roll over. If they aren't used, they're lost. And nationally, that adds up to billions of wasted dollars. That's why it's so important to know what's included in the plan and to take full advantage of the Medicare Advantage OTC benefit.
Not only that, but with everything getting so expensive, that's the sort of stuff that can help take a little bit of a load off to know about these benefits. So what types of products, if you wouldn't mind, are covered in most Advantage plans?
Most Medicare Advantage OTC benefits cover a wide range of self-care essentials. Tylenol for pain relief, Zyrtec for allergies, Neutrogena for sunscreen, Listerine for oral care, and Band-Aid for first aid. These are products used regularly in daily life, and having them covered through Medicare Advantage OTC benefits means people can maintain their routines without worrying as much about cost. However, it's very important to make sure you're checking with your plan administrator on what products are covered under your specific plan.
What does research tell us about health and personal care routine?
Findings in Kenview's A New View of Care report show that while most people don't completely stop their personal care routines, cost definitely affects how often they use products. In fact, 1 in 3 consumers say price is the #1 factor in sticking with their routines. That's where Medicare Advantage OTC benefits really matter. They help reduce financial pressure so members can keep up with essentials like dental rinses, cold remedies, and skincare. Using these benefits on Kenview brands gives consumers peace of mind they're choosing reliable products they can count on.
Gotcha. Is there an easy way to make the most of over-the-counter benefits?
Medicare Advantage OTC benefits are designed to be simple to use. Typically, members have 3 options: order from their plan's catalog or website, submit receipts for reimbursement after shopping at retail, or use a special OTC debit card right in store. It just depends on the plan. The key is to check how benefits are structured and to remember that funds expire. So use them before the cycle end. That is the best way to make sure the Medicare Advantage OTC benefits don't go to waste.
Absolutely. And what are some things that are common items maybe people are paying out of pocket for right now that they don't know are actually covered?
The list is longer than most people think. Beyond pain relievers and allergy medications, Medicare Advantage OTC benefits often cover digestive health products like Pepcid, skincare essentials such as Neutrogena sunblock, certain Listerine dental care products, and first aid necessities from Band-Aid. These are everyday items, and having them covered through OTC benefits makes it easier to stay stocked up and prepared.
Lovely. Okay, where can we go for more information today, Shinabu?
For more information on all that we discussed and to explore the trusted brands your benefits can cover, check out kenviewbrands.com/US/medadvantage.
We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosie.
The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored on behalf of Kenview by Tips on TV. Welcome back. Rhythm is a Dancer is making its world premiere this weekend at the Austin Film Festival. And joining us now is the person behind it all, y'all. She wrote, directed, and starred in the film. We're saying hello to Lauren Castor. Lauren, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us. And let's talk a little bit about the plot of the film. It's a coming-of-age film.
Yes, it's a coming-of-age dramedy starring Tate Donovan, Amy Aquino. It follows Ro, a young woman with a dwindling dance career. She returns home after many years to meet her biological father for the first time. She was born to Susan, who's Amy Aquino, and was born through insemination. And she kind of like grapples with her unconventional family dynamics, but ends up making this unlikely bond with 3 80-year-olds who help her reconnect with her family, her roots, and herself.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't seeing the 3 80-year-olds coming, but I understand there's a little dance number.
There is a dance number, and it is steamy. No, it's not steamy, but it is incredible. They knocked it out of the park. Like, I love the dance number.
Oh man, okay, something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And I want to ask how this film idea came to be, but I think we can kind of peel back just one layer here and say it's a lot of personal in this story.
Yeah, it is. It's based on my life loosely. Not all of it. It's not a documentary. But yeah, my mom had me with an anonymous sperm donor. She was inseminated, and a few years ago I hired a genealogist and found my anonymous sperm donor, my biodad. And then I wrote a movie about it, and then he's one of the EPs on it, and we made it together.
An executive producer,
Yeah.
so he's like, you guys are working together now.
I know.
After having tracked him down, I think that is just mind-blowing. That's so cool.
It is so surreal, the whole thing, but so lucky.
Yeah.
So amazing. The whole process and getting able to even share this story and doing it with great people. It's just, yeah.
When you met your dad, were there similarities that you were like, oh my gosh, I see me in him, or vice versa?
Yeah, I think so. It's hard for me to see, but everyone from the outside is like, oh my gosh, you have the same laugh, you do the same this.
Same mannerisms?
Same mannerisms.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, whoa, it's so wild. In the teaser, we shared, she's looking at a picture and comparing it to herself, and that's still what you do to this day. It's so interesting with just family dynamics in general.
That is so cool. Yeah, so I want to talk about how important it was for you to highlight LGBTQ plus and female-led stories, because this is kind of part of those diverse family structures.
Yeah, so my mom's a lesbian. That's why she was inseminated with an anonymous sperm donor to have me. Raised me by herself.
Wow.
Incredible woman. And for me, it's just the world I live in. It's all I know, and I don't see a lot of it out there, and that's kind of why I wrote the movie, so people could feel, connected to that. Either maybe it's their world as well, or just seeing a different perspective on things.
Well, and you told me once you made this movie, once people saw it, they started kind of crawling out of the woodwork to tell you about their kind of non-nuclear families as well.
Yeah, exactly. I was so surprised. I thought it was niche. I thought it was like a niche story, but it turns out it's not. There's so many different ways to have a family. I mean, love is the most important thing. And it's just beautiful just to hear how many people connect with it, whether they know someone who was adopted or was donor conceived. So many people have come out of the woodworks. It's awesome.
I was going to say, how does that make you feel?
It makes me emotional. I had never met anyone who was donor conceived, and I'd never seen a movie about it, and that's why I wrote it. And so to have so many people come up to me and tell me like how much it means to them, like, I don't want to cry.
I can see you getting emotional.
It's personal.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Let's talk about why Austin is such a great place for the premiere of this project, because you say Austin's a great audience.
It is, and the Austin Film Festival really focuses on writers. And I mean, I wrote the movie, and it's such a diverse and fun, loving community, and I couldn't be like more excited or just thrilled to be sharing it with this audience. And I really think the Austin community is going to love it.
Oh yeah, I think
it
so
means a lot.
too. Oh man, and just watching you speak so passionately about it, it's like I want to run. I need to go watch this movie immediately. And so that's my next question: where can we see?
Well, it's playing at 5:15 p.m. this Sunday at the State Theater, and then also Monday night at 8:45 p.m. at the Galaxy Theater 6.
Lovely. And so for anyone who maybe doesn't have a background with LGBTQ plus families or anything like that, what would you say to someone to get them to go see the film? Just kind of be open-minded?
Yeah, be open-minded. It's, to me, it doesn't even feel like that kind of movie. It's just a beautiful story. And I would hope to be open to all stories, but and there's a sprinkle in that. I think it's the best way to experience it's just normal life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And is this the last we can expect from you, or is this kind of the juice that's getting you going?
Yeah, well, to be determined. We'll see. I have a few other things coming out, but this is like my baby. So
Absolutely.
I'm really, really excited.
A few pokers in the fire.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, congratulations, because I know it is so personal to you. I hope that people are, clapping, cheering, and really supporting you once they get to see this film.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you for being with us and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, guys. For more information on the film, check it out on Instagram at Rhythm is a Dancer Film or rhythmisadancer.movie.
Hey, we are happy to be able to offer you some help if you're out there searching for jobs. KXAN has partnered with ZipRecruiter to help you find thousands of job openings in Austin and around the country. Just go to kxan.com/jobs where you can search thousands of new postings every single day. Check it out right now and get started on the path to your next career.
Welcome back. The 8th annual Ugly Dog Contest is this weekend, and joining us now is Lane Parker of Joe's Coffee, along with 2022 Ugly Dog contestant winner and 2025 contender, Littles. Brushes. Lane, good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely to have you with us, and Littles as well, who is kind of pseudo-napping in your arms. For folks who are maybe finding out about this event for the very first time, tell us about Joe's Ugly Dog Contest.
Yeah, absolutely. So our Ugly Dog Contest is a way for us to include the neighborhood that we are in. So I'm the manager of Joe's at Red River. So that Hyde Park neighborhood is really important to us.
Yeah.
And so it's a way for us to bring in local vendors, have, live music, bring the kids and the pups out. This year we had the opportunity to work with Let's Walk Austin and Emancipet. And so all of the proceeds are going to Emancipet. And folks just have the opportunity to come out and see some pups and, vote on which one they want to win.
Oh boy, I do want to ask about voting here in just a second. But I was talking about this in the office this morning. There's kind of a circle. You're cute, and then you're so ugly you become cute again. Correct. And that's what's happening with Littles, who won in 2022. Yes. Littles is actually pretty far up there age-wise.
Yes. 13.
Okay. 13.
Yes.
But a very sweet little girl, and she seems very happy in your arms.
Yes, she's napping. She's been very sleepy.
And so what are the criteria for being an ugly dog, so to speak?
Sure. We actually have 3 different categories for the pups. So we do have the Ugly Dog Contest. But because there are dogs out there that are not ugly, we choose to have a Best in Show and a Costume category as well.
Okay, because I've seen the Whataburger costume from a couple years ago.
I think that was the first year. Yeah.
I am so impressed. Okay, I'm glad. And it really gives an opportunity. Look at this, y'all. Oh, they just saw it on the screen. An opportunity for pet parents who are very motivated and who are like, darn, my dog is very cute.
The Best in Show does really
to come
well
out,
as well.
and compete as well. So let's talk about how voting works and how people can get involved.
Yeah, totally. So voting is available online at joescoffee.com. And then we also have voting open at all of our participating locations. So you can come in, it's $2 to vote. You can vote as many times as you want, and all of those proceeds do, of course, go to Emancipet.
Wonderful.
We have folks that come in and vote once, just with their morning coffee, and we have folks that come in and vote, over and over and over again, just to get their money in and get their votes worth.
Yeah.
But voting runs through the event. So event on Sunday, and the voting's available until then.
So you're telling me that you've actually already got all your contestants.
We do already have all of our contestants.
Okay, so we've got the uglies and the not so uglies. Everybody already ready for folks to look at. So we can see that on your website.
You sure can.
And then we can vote there, or we can stop by and get some, great cup of joe, a little bit of food, something like that. And we can vote in person. Okay, I'm rooting for Littles now that I've gotten
you and me both.
Yeah,
she's
now
really
that I've gotten to see Littles in person. And I do want to ask why you guys decided to partner with Emancipet.
Yeah, of course. So Emancipet is an incredible organization, as we all, with pets are probably already aware. Emancipet, we decided to partner with them specifically because they get to work with all different kinds of pets, not just the shelter pets that some of our previous partners have worked with. So it's really an opportunity to broaden the scope of who the event is benefiting.
Absolutely.
And we really wanted to focus on Amansa Pet because they, are a really important community asset.
Absolutely. And if I remember the tagline off the top of my head, it's like affordable spay and neuter.
Exactly. That was really impressive.
Thank you. We've had Amansa Pet a couple of times.
Incredible.
Yeah, making it really accessible.
Exactly.
For people.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is we love our kitties and we love our puppies, but we don't need too many of them.
Correct.
Yeah. That is the way to solve the problem. Okay, let's talk about any returning winners or crowd favorites maybe that you've already noticed so far this year.
Yes. So Littles is a returning contestant. She was the winner of 2022's Ugly Dog.
And she's still trucking.
Way to go, sister. She sure is. And she is running this year for Ugly Dog 2025.
Okay.
So, if you really love Littles, you can go online and put in a little vote, and hopefully she'll win this year as well.
Gotcha. Is there anything else that you've seen on the website that you thought, oh, that's really cute, or that's really ugly?
We have some really fun costume contestants this year. I'm not going to ruin the surprise for everyone, but joescoffee.com, you can go see for yourself.
Ooh, I like that, keeping us on a cliffhanger. All right. Let's talk about, you said you're the manager of the Red River location. What else is coming up for y'all at Joe's?
Yeah, of course. So at Red River, we do Brunch Bunch on the last Sunday of every month, where we bring out the Strawberry Yops, which is a kids music group.
Oh,
exactly. And so we have, some more family-focused, neighborhood-focused events. All of the Joe's locations have their own events that really focus on the communities that they're in. So I would implore everyone to just, stop into your local Joe's, see what they have going on, and be a big part of your community.
Wonderful. And if someone were to step into Joe's today for the very first time and they order what you order, tell me what we would get.
I love an iced Americano. Nice, classic, straightforward, little milk, maybe not. Just espresso
Still warm,
on ice.
Y'all. And the humidity.
Oh, it's so
Let's go iced coffee.
So
why not? Okay. Thank you so much, Lane. We appreciate it. And Littles, great job. Littles is like just asleep the whole time. This is a great contender. For more information on attending or to vote in the Ugly Dog contest, visit joescoffee.com.
Hey everyone! Pet adoptions are on the rise here in Austin. Having a pet in your life can really impact your mental health, especially for kids. Let's stop by 2 shelter organizations to learn more about this, starting with Austin Pets Alive.
Wherever there's an animal in need, there's a person in need. I'm Ellen Jefferson. I am the president and CEO of Austin Pets Alive, and I've been here for 15 years. I love working with animals because they need a voice, they need help. Pets are so critical for our mental health. I think we really underestimate the value of that foundation in a family, even if it's a family of one. Even our relationship building outside of our home, because pets provide a bridge where you have something to talk about. You have, especially dogs, make it really easy because people want to talk about your dog or pet your dog, or you want to pet somebody else's dog and talk about your dog. Researchers are really looking into the effects of pets on mental health, on physical health, on child development. We're seeing that children that grow up around pets have more empathy for humans, and they grow up to be more compassionate adults, which is pretty critical, I think, a critical skill for children to learn.
My name's Jamie Wallace, and I am the founder of Safe in Austin. There are somewhere around 220 animals if you count all the chickens, which I definitely do. All of my animals have come from just incredibly, vastly different things. We have blind, deaf, cerebral palsy, missing limbs, broken spines, deformities, neurological disorders of all kinds. We have it in the form of an animal. The children that come here are all significant trauma survivors and/or have some kind of special needs.
That was
The circle of healing that happens between the animals and the kids it's really kind of magical. You don't have to do much. The animals do most of it. And they don't have words, right? But they're just really capable of offering healing and hope. Our military macaw, Pebo, he's lived 20 years in a terrible situation. Animal control pulled him from it. They live up to 100 years. And he's also one of the most intelligent animals on the planet. He wants to stay in a safe place now. He doesn't want to have to deal with things. He always knows the most significant cases that come through the door. The foster kids that have lived through abuse, or the child that is struggling with suicide ideation or something significant because of what's going on. Like, Pebo always knows, and he is always willing to step onto those arms, always. If we teach children how to take care of animals, then we can get out of this place that we're in right now, where every shelter is overflowing and everybody's being euthanized left and right. Make the difference in them, because they're the ones that are going to change it in the future.
Especially during the harder times. You know, people really rely on their pets in a lot of ways. Pets have no judgment. They're not going to disown you if you do anything. It opens up so many doors to be able to communicate and be part of the community. So I think pets are sort of woven into the fabric of just about everything you can think of.
Adopt, donate, or volunteer at any of these Austin shelters. And learn more about Safe in Austin, located in Leander. Life is so much better with a pet in it.
We have a lot of fun here on Studio 512. If you missed any of our great segments, be sure to check out our website, where we like to post the fun things we do. Our feed covers content like arts and entertainment, food and drink, fashion and beauty, home and garden, stuff for kids and pets, as well as information from area experts. In addition, you can check out web-exclusive content that you can only find on Studio512TV.com. We also love to post behind-the-scenes funny moments, outfit inspirations, and more on social media. Find us by searching for Studio 512 on your favorite platform. You don't want to miss a single post. Be sure to follow us, check out our website, and watch us every weekday at 11 a.m. right here on CW Austin.